Now, today you have the foundation, and can you talk about the name and what it means to you?
Yeah, sure. So the 15 Houses Foundation was created. I did not know what to call it. In all fairness, I didn't even think it needed a name. It was just me doing community outreach work on the side, just wanting to do good. And my sister had come up to me and was like, you should probably make this into a thing. I was like, well, what do we even name it? So we're sitting in her room going over all of these different things. And I even said, I'm like, I don't know, I just I don't know, 15 foster homes, how am I supposed to know what to call this type of thing? And she was like, well, just call it, for right now, tentatively, just call it 15 houses. So 15 houses is the amount of times I moved, got put into respite or a group home or any type of switch in transition through my foster care career, from the time I got in when I was 7 up until when I moved out to go to college at 17.
Let's talk about the educational bursary that you do through there. So just a quick fact here, which is unfortunate, but just to give some context to, I believe, what you do. So the Ontario Association of Children's Aid Societies has previously reported that the graduation rate for youth in foster care is significantly lower than their peers. So I guess my question to you is, how does the 15 Houses Bursary specifically help bridge that gap for young adults?
No, that's a really great question, and it is a very disturbing fact, and there's a plethora of reasons as to why and other mitigating circumstances. But one of the biggest ones that we need to be aware of is the financial contribution that it takes for post-secondary education. Sure, and people have come to me and be like, oh, well, you can do OSAP and you can do loans and you can work. And I feel like that's a very entitled perspective to come from, and not in a negative way. I don't think they're intentionally being entitled or having that opinion. I think that they're lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to not see the other side of that. So when a youth leaves foster care, they go through a transition program and they do have supportive funding. Unfortunately, due to many factors, that government funding is not a lot. And so you're expecting a youth to be able to pay for their own rent or to pay for their living expenses and work and hopefully have saved enough to go to school or apply for these loans and then be buried in debt, which I know is a common thing for most students, and I'm not inferring that foster kids are different when it comes to student loan debt. I am saying that foster kids have an unfair advantage because they don't have a support system. Once you turn a certain age, gratefully, this foster care system is very supportive, but at a certain age, you no longer have that support. You're now on your own.